Hi, that's me, Ashley Trimble. I'm a middle school teacher in South Florida. I'm proud to introduce the first video in the How to Make College Worth It series titled Betting on Your Future. It will point out the dangers that students encounter in their attempt to earn a college degree, the causes of these dangers, and many innovative solutions. The old guy talking in this video is my dad. Make sure you listen to him. He's super smart. In 1988, he started Systems Conversion Limited, an Inc. 500 software services company. Basically, he worked with some really fabulous companies and became quite successful. If you want to learn more about how to be successful in your future, pay attention. He knows what he's talking about.
Thanks, Ashley. Do you consider yourselves a high-stakes gambler, a high roller? I bet you are and you don't know it. And I've got a proposition for you to prove it. I'll sell you whatever's in this box on my desk for $100,000. There's a 60% chance that whatever's in the box has no value or is virtually worthless. But there's a 40% chance that it's worth well in excess of $1 million. What do you think? If you don't have the $100,000, I'll be glad to loan it to you at a very reasonable interest rate. And while I'm saying this, I know you're not going to take this. You think it's a foolish gamble. Well, let's see what's inside the box. The quest for a college education. But Jeff, how can this be virtually worthless? Let's look at some interesting statistics. Are you aware that of all students that start college, that 26% drop out and earn no degree of any type? Are you aware that 9% of students that start college only earn an academic associate's degree, which is not going to help you find a job or perform a job? And here's the kicker. 21% of students that start college graduate with either a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree and end up working in a job that doesn't even require a college degree. So why even go to college? So now we're at 57%, almost 60% of students that start college and get little or no return on their investment. And student debt stands at $1.5 trillion. I want to tell you a story about why things like this happen. Several years ago, my wife Jessica and I were at an SEC football game on a Friday night having dinner with maybe 30, 40 other people. And sitting across the table from us was a young coed named Erica and her mother, Lori. Two really nice people. And Lori and I were talking about our experiences in 4-H when we were in high school. And I thought, well, need to include Erica in this conversation. So I turned around to Erica and I said, so Erica, what do you do? I'm a student. Where are you going to school? She told me. What's your grade point average? 3.5. Gave me an idea. This is going to be an interesting conversation. So 3.5, that's really, really good, Erica. What are you studying? What are you going to major in? Well, I plan on majoring in marketing. Okay, you're going to major in marketing. What's your education going to cost you? And she looked at me kind of funny and she said, I don't know. I said, well, how are you going to pay for your education? Well, I've got scholarships. Mom and Dad help a little bit. I work, that goes towards my education, but it's not enough, so I'm having to take out some student loans. Okay, well, when you graduate, Erica, what kind of jobs exist for someone with a marketing degree? She gave me a puzzled look and said, Jeff, I've never really thought about it like that before. I said, so let me get this straight, Erica. You're buying something, a college education. We know it's expensive because you're having to borrow money to pay for it. We know that even though you don't know what it costs, yet you have no idea what jobs exist for someone with a marketing degree upon graduation, which leads me to know that you have no idea what these jobs pay, which leads me to deduce that you don't know if or when you're going to be able to pay these student loans back. How's that working for you? And I got this puzzled look, and before you know it, she turned the tables on me, and she said, what would you do? For the next 30 minutes or so, I gave her a lot of my thoughts and ideas. And when we started breaking up the party and getting ready to go back to our hotels, she looked at me and she said, are you going to be at the cookout tomorrow night? And I said, sure. She said, I'd like to talk to you again. I'll look you up tomorrow night. Mom and I have talked about this a little bit, and we think it's worth pursuing. So the next night at the cookout, Erica came up to me and she said, Jeff, have you ever thought about writing this down? And I said, writing what down? She said, "The things you talked to me about yesterday, it was too much for me to absorb. It was kind of like trying to drink out of a fire hose. And I'd really appreciate it if you would." So I did. I went home and wrote probably the 10 best pages I've ever written. I emailed it to Erica. I didn't hear anything from her for 2 or 3 weeks, and then I got a call. She said, "Jeff, I'm sorry it took a while to call, but Mom and I have been reading this over and over, and we've been talking about it. We just want to call you and tell you thanks. We think this is incredible, and we think you should write a book." And I started laughing. I said, "Well, Erica, I've thought about writing a book before, but I've never really thought about writing a book on college and college students." And I thought about it some more, and I thought, what the heck? And I did. I wrote the book. The name of the book, How to Own Your Future, College Edition. And I wrote the book to teach students how to define what they want out of their lives and how to develop the best plan for earning it.
Come back to view our next video, How to Make College Worth It, the True Cost of College. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure you tell us what you liked and what you would like to see in future videos in our comment section below. To learn more about How to Own Your Future College Edition, go to howtoown.org and follow us on Twitter.